Jim Cornette is a fucking idiot. And don't meet her, like, and that's the damn thing is these podcasts are, just don't meet her heroes. Podcasts are ruined and suspension of disbelief. It's just, if you admire someone, don't lay into it, don't care about their personal shit. Jim Cornette is an awesome fucking wrestling god in a lot of ways. God on earth with wrestling. I can admit that. As far as Jim Cornette as a fucking person, he's a fucking idiot. An extreme fucking Democrat. He came from the freaking South and everything. And it's freaking, what's Democrats great for? Well, they freaking loved slavery, and they loved using race. They freaking were the ones all about segregation. They wanted it. And that's the whole thing. Is that freaking Jim Cornette doesn't even. He's a fucking idiot on things. But let's just go through some of this real quick. Here.
Say not I. So one must consider the Rock's Brahma Bulls tattoo a sign.
Well, actually, I'm going to go through these things because I'll discuss some of the conspiracies that are talked about here.
I don't believe that this guy really believed this shit because you would have to be a rational human being. Okay, then gave a shit about any of this or even knew anything.
So this is part of the reason why, I can't get a regular job and things like that. But I'm retired and whatever else. So, I can get a job. I intend to be working for myself, and I'm not going to censor myself. And see, that's how they're censoring us too, people. Is, we can't even have discussions online. We can't. We can't even have discussions without a freaking. Oh, well, you know what? Freaking that goes against our policies here, and so we're gonna have to let you go. Thank you. Anyways, here.
Seriously? Did anyone take it seriously?
Let me jump in again, because you keep harping on the video. There's more than one video. I believe there's more than one series of interviews. It's not just one thing.
Okay.
And from everything I've seen or heard, he took it seriously.
Then another question I had, what was the purpose of the video? Is this another one of the ones? Because I think they're the ones that did the videos where they would give the guys a case of beer and get them drunk. Right? And then a case of tails or something like that, where the guys would be all drunk and saying stupid shit and making fools out of themselves. Was this something that Brian Kendrick was doing on purpose to wind people up for some reason, some outcome?
No.
Me.
There's no humor involved in this.
I'm going to mention some of these things. You can't tell me that either a normal, sane, rational human being would be saying this stuff and believing it and wanting.
See, this is what happens when freaking money comes in. It's that's the whole thing. Oh, well, it has to do with wrestling, so we can talk about it. And, well, hey, it goes with the whole freaking. Because Cornette is anti-Trump, freaking he talks about the insurrection like freaking it was a real attack on our country. He's a mouthpiece for fucking CNN, but he doesn't talk about fucking Antifa, BLM. He's a fucking idiot. He really fucking is. He's simple-minded. Fucking, just stick to your fucking, your Dairy Queen and your fucking Sprite Zero, you fucking fat fucking douche, you fucking idiot.
People to believe it unless they were doing some goddamn bizarre cry for help or attention, or some angle they were shooting that was supposed to lead to something. And you can't tell me that if this person was really saying this shit and really serious about what he was saying, that somebody would not have intervened and had him committed somewhere. You can't tell me that a functional human being could believe these things to be true and still have the cognizance to find their way home at night.
And yeah, here, actually, let me just... There, that should help.
I don't believe that this guy really believed this shit, because you would have to be the biggest mental case in the history of psychoanalysis to actually believe these things. I'm trying to find out what was his intention, what was the belief that he had somewhere in his little pea brain.
He's also Cornette's also an atheist. I mean, so that's kind of, crazy too, because he's from the South, but, he is in a churchy and such. Like I said, he's a fucking a Democrat. Like, he doesn't even understand. Like, I mean, he's a good Democrat. He's pushing the agenda, and freaking he has a cult behind him, right? The cult of Cornette. Yeah, no, it just freaking there's a few rad ones in here, and I'm gonna reference them, but there's also a few douchebags, and I'll reference them too. But yeah, most wrestling fans are not the smartest people. It's the fact.
This was somehow going to do something positive for him if he could get people to believe this gimmick. Nobody. Let's
Jim,
talk
stop.
about
This isn't a gimmick. The guy's just a fucking idiot saying stupid shit.
No,
there's no gimmick. There's no deep thought into this.
The
guy is an idiot.
Not an idiot.
Hold on a second.
To actually believe these things, I'm trying to find out what was his intention, what was the belief that he had somewhere in his little pea brain that this was somehow going to do something positive for him if he could get people to believe this gimmick. Nobody. Let's
Jim,
talk
stop.
about
This isn't a gimmick. The guy's just a fucking idiot saying stupid shit.
No,
there's no gimmick. There's no deep thought into this.
I'm
the
not
guy
saying
is an
the guy's
idiot.
Not an idiot.
He should be shunned.
He's an idiot.
Who has
but
stupid
I'm saying
thoughts.
That you could not be a functional human being and believe these things. Nobody could legitimately believe these things to be true. First.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyways, the dude should be shunned. The dude should be shunned. Shunned? Dude should be shunned. Dude's a fucking idiot. Now, Brian, last year, hey, it might be good with business and such. I can't deny you that. I can't deny you of your successes. Hey, more power to you. Congratulations. But you're a fucking idiot, too. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking simple-minded fucking idiot. Because I'll freaking show you the proof that... yeah.
Well, the Illuminati. It's a...
Yeah, there's the Illuminati.
Families are a group of people who secretly control the world. 13 families keep interbreeding.
Yeah, if you fucking... Well, look at what came up first.
In America, we celebrate...
Alright, so actually I changed the video up on here because this one's from 11 years ago. Oh, that one was from 12 years ago. Here, hold on.
On the School Watch tonight, the story of a 7th grader from Salinas who claims to have made a major discovery about President Obama. She and her grandfather say that President Obama is related to all but one U.S. president. We get more tonight from Action News reporter Felix Cortez, who's live in our Salinas newsroom.
Well, Dan, the youngster spent the summer, really all summer, tracing the family tree of our presidents. Her conclusion that all the presidents, with the exception of one, share the same grandfather.
Well, first we start off with George Washington at the top, and then it goes to John Adams, Thomas Jefferson.
11-year-old Bridget Dovigneau says she's made a first-of-its-kind discovery that President Obama and all the presidents before him, with the exception of one, are related and descendants of a former king of England.
No, they are all cousins,
Oh, I
and they're grandsons of John Lackland.
Davigno says she spent countless hours on the internet over the summer researching the lineage of our presidents, a project that started with her trying to trace her own family tree.
But I'm the first historian to do all the presidents. I'm very glad I got this done, and I think it will turn out to be a success.
The Monte Vista Christian 7th grader has written President Obama to tell him the presidents before him are his cousins. She hopes to present this family tree chart personally to the president. But Bridjan has her...
Well, I mean, we'll play a whole video, but I mean, isn't that pretty fucking weird? Isn't that pretty fucking weird? Right? All the presidents but one are related to the same person. But I'm a crackpot conspiracy theorist. So I'm not gonna investigate, like go through the 13 bloodlines and stuff. But I mean, with that point I just that's been previously made, there's an extreme chance that there are 13 families around the world. 13 zodiacs, and 13 is such a, unlucky number, and I mean, find it everywhere, and
things. Nobody could legitimately believe these things to be true. Okay, first of all, the Illuminati. It's families, or a group of people who secretly control the world. 13 families keep interbreeding and are the ones in charge.
Well, I think, with all presidents, and, even Barack Obama, it's different pigment, right? Different pigment. But, hey, yeah, I'm pretty sure interbreeding is going on.
The goal was for people to be enslaved. But now that there's so many people in the world, the plan has changed to mass depopulation through vaccinations.
And there are talks about depopulation. There's... controlling birth rates to save the earth. Population implosion will cause global economic catastrophe. Gravitas Plus. The world's fertility rate is falling. Here's why. Could we control human over population? Could we control human over population? That's a weird thing. Population control isn't the answer to climate change. Capitalism is. The same more lives lead to overpopulation. Oh, wow. Yeah, here.
In this year's annual letter, Melinda and I take the toughest questions we get asked and give our answers. One that's come up for a long time is, as we make the world healthier, is the population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible? Here we can see a chart that looks at the total world population over the last several hundred years. And at first glance, this is a bit scary. We go from less than 1 billion in 1800, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.4 billion where we are today is happening even faster. So Melinda and I wondered whether providing new...
No, it's not, dude. According to the information I just saw, no, it's not. So, see how...
medicines and keeping children alive, would that create more of a population problem? What we found out is that as health improves, families choose to have less children. And this effect is very...
less children? Well, I'm pretty certain... okay, so number one, part of the reason why a lot of poor families have a lot of kids is because there wasn't Social Security back in the day. Once you got old and couldn't work, you depended on those around you, and so having a bigger family meant that was your retirement plan. So in that aspect, he's right. But still,
be very dramatic. We find that in every country of the world, this is repeated. The population growth goes down as we improve health. So we've taken that chart that shows the global population growth, and we've actually extended it out all the way to 2100. And we can see that instead of continuing, it actually flattens out. Another way to see that is through this rate of population growth. And you can see that in the 60s, that reached a pretty high number, over 2% per year, and it's now come way, way down. Now, 11 billion people, still a lot, but the good news is that the faster we improve health, the faster family size goes down, and so we can feel great about saving.
The faster we improve health, which is freaking
in those lives, from rapidly rising to falling and falling all the way to zero. This equation has four factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to.
So keep in mind, people need that. And so the only way these get down is when this goes down.
9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase. Great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services. We could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase of about 1.3. The second factor is the services we use. This encompasses everything. The food we eat, clothing, TV, heating. These are very good things. Getting rid of poverty means providing these services to almost everyone on the planet. And it's a great thing for this number to go up. In the rich world, perhaps the top 1 billion, we probably could cut back and use less. But every year, this number on average is going to go up. And so overall, that will more than double. This means providing these services to almost everyone on the planet. And it's a great thing for this number to go up. In the rich world, perhaps the top 1 billion, we probably could cut back and use less. But every year, this number on average is going to go up. And so overall, that will more than double. The services delivered per person. Here we have a very basic service. Do you have lighting in your house to be able to read your homework? And in fact, these kids don't, so they're going out and reading their schoolwork under the street lamps. Now, efficiency, E, the energy for each service. Here, finally, we have some good news. We have something that's not going up. Through various inventions and new ways of doing lighting, through different types of cars, different ways of building buildings, there are a lot of services where you can bring the energy for that service down quite substantially. Some individual services even bring it down by 90%. There are other services like how we make fertilizer.
So basically right here, we're limited by technology. So that can't really move. I mean, because it's pretty much at a set pace, the technology is. I mean, granted with quantum computers and such, but
we do air transport, where the rooms for improvement are far, far less. And so overall here, if we're optimistic, we may get a reduction of a factor of 3 to even perhaps a factor of 6.
So, services, people need services. I mean, and that's the thing, if we're trying to make the world equal, then, you know, people and services are going to have to be equal. And then the energy, yeah, that's going down, but, you know, like, that's not really that flexible. It really, I mean, it's, energy mixes with people. I mean, that's what energy provides, is needed for the services.
For these first three factors now, we've gone from 26 billion to, at best, maybe 13 billion tons. And that just won't cut it. So let's look at this fourth factor. This is going to be a key one. And this is the amount of CO2 put out for each unit of energy. And so the question is, can you actually get that to zero? If you burn coal, no. If you burn natural gas, no. Almost every way we make electricity today except for the emerging renewables and nuclear, puts out CO2. And so what we're going to have to do at a global scale is create a new system. And so we need energy miracles. Now, when I use the term miracle, I don't mean something that's impossible. You know, the microprocessor is a miracle. The personal computer is a miracle. The internet and its services are a miracle. So the people here have participated in the creation of many miracles. Usually we don't have a deadline where you have to get the miracle by a certain date. Usually you just kind of stand by and some come along, some don't. This is a case where we actually have to drive at full speed and get a miracle in a pretty tight timeline. Now,
what's the timeline? What's the tight timeline? And when was this made? 11 years ago.
I thought, how could I really capture this? Is there some kind of natural illustration, some demonstration that would grab people's imagination here? I thought back to a year ago when I brought mosquitoes, and somehow people enjoyed that.
Wow, mosquitoes. Zika. West Nile. I mean, flying hypodermic needles, right?
It really got them.
I mean, I'm not gonna. You get the point. Freaking, I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go through all the comments and stuff, but into the racists, KKK, and all right, vote for now. You're the only people who don't seem to understand parties change platforms and policies, such as the Republican Party that has a socialist origin. Podcasts will do fine without you. And it's like, oh, okay, like, what the fuck? And I wasn't even talking to this douchebag. I mean, typical fucking troll. Like, seriously. Friggin', like, no, like, Mike, Jesus. Oops. So yeah. I think someone needs to tell Jim that literally millions of people believe these things, and they're all regular people, especially some of his supporters. So yeah. Oh wait, I responded to Tasty in this video, but just turned me off his podcast and learn more about celebrities I like. This was a trash anime catering to sponsors and wokeness. Just remember the Democrats loved slavery and were racist. Let me fix that. Alright. So, and who do the racists vote for now? You're the only people who seem to understand. Oh, yeah, I already said that. You're the idiot who believes in parties. You don't. So, you're the idiot who believes in parties. You don't know who I am, jackass. You're making an assumption. I need to fix that. Through your foolish rhetoric, I understand that you are sexually depraved and without friends. Therefore, you blindly will support the popular trend just to feel included. You will hide behind a computer and viciously attack me. Let's be honest, you attack others simply because you're too ignorant to have a conversation. You're a coward and contribute nothing to society. Since you have an insecure ego, keep pretending you're a tough guy. Even though, given the chance to have a girlfriend, you'd make her and her boyfriend a meal after they got done having intercourse in your bed. Hey, whatever floats your boat. You smell funny. Thanks for the laugh. Okay, so sorry for that detour. We I show you the population thing and whatnot.
Nobody could legitimately believe these things to be true. Okay, first of all, the Illuminati. The original goal was for people to be enslaved. But now that there's so many people in the world, the plan has changed to mass depopulation through vaccinations. The bull is a sign of the Illuminati, so one must...
Yeah, the ram horn. Excuse me. You see that with McDonald's, the arches and stuff, Dodge Ram. There's several things. It also goes to the goat. Notice how goats being thrown around. Well, bringing goats, usually, a satanic reference and such. But, now it's greatest of all time. And, well, hey, it's just kind of funny how, like, anyone that wears the goat freaking has satanic symbology with it, right?
Consider the Rock's Brahma Bull Illuminati. You say naughty, I say naughty. Someone must consider the Rock's Brahma Bull's tattoo a sign that he is connected to the group. There's a skull and
Well, with his successes, yeah.
bones fraternity and Ivy League colleges, both the Bushes were members. As part of the rituals, fathers would watch their sons masturbate in coffins. This
couldn't find it on YouTube, crazily enough.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society. It's so secret we can't talk about it. What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go wild. I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest. Number 322? First of all, he's not the nominee. But look, I look for... Are you prepared to lose? No, I'm not going to lose. You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code? I wish there were something secret I could manifest. 322, a secret number? There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction that he's taking the country. We can do a better job, and I intend...
And Tim Russ died at 58. Friggin'... He was a real journalist.
This evening, getting under the skin of the Ivy League, those 8 old, definitely distinguished colleges that are known for their ivy-covered buildings and their sometimes superior attitudes to other colleges and universities, which often gets under the skin of people who went elsewhere. Yale University is 300 years old this year, and were you to visit its campus, you would see that it still has exotic clubhouses, which look like tombs where Yale's legendary secret societies meet. Their prestige and importance have largely evaporated, but the rituals are still a secret. And so when we heard that some enterprising characters had managed to spy on the famous Skull and Bones Society, we couldn't resist. Here's ABC's Dan Harris.
The videotape provides a grainy glimpse in...
When journalism wasn't... when there were... I mean, it was still Operation Mockingbird, but it was a lot better. God damn it.
Into what appear to be the initiation rituals of a secret society that's been around since 1832, whose members have gone on to be leaders of Wall Street and the White House, the Senate and the Supreme Court.
They're sort of trying to scare the initiates, make them, disorient them, frighten them.
New York Observer investigative reporter Ron Rosenbaum accompanied a team of Yale students who shot these pictures 9 days ago. Rosenbaum's curiosity about Skull and Bones was permanently piqued when, as a classmate of George W. Bush, he lived right next to the Tomb, the group's heavily fortified home. From their perch, Rosenbaum and his cohorts taped the Tomb's courtyard. What they captured, they say, was initiates, known as neophytes, being forced to kiss a skull, then members performing a mock killing. It may look like your average fraternity nonsense, but Rosenbaum says it's not.
Even though it may seem silly to us, it seems to mean something to them, and you can't argue with the success of Skull and Bones.
True. Famous alums include senators John Kerry and John Chafee, to name 2, cabinet secretaries such as Averell Harriman, and 3 presidents, William Taft, George Bush, and George W. Bush, who's been reluctant to talk about Skull and Bones.
Does it still exist? The thing is so secret, I'm not even sure it still exists.
In recent years, by many accounts, the on-campus influence and allure of Skull and Bones has waned dramatically, and there is no proof that the rituals recently caught on videotape are the same ones performed by the current president. Still, Rosenbaum says the tape is a valuable artifact, an extremely rare view into the secret society that groomed the American ruling class for generations. Dan Harris, ABC News, New York.
That's our report on World News Tonight. Don't forget Nightline.
So, it seems like I'm kicking Jim Cornette's ass here.
Is Kelly eating eggs made from plants to stand by a new vegan man and join him in his mission to fix a cruel, animal-based food system? No. She's eating those eggs because they're delicious. And I mean, look at this dude. Just egg. Really good eggs.
Another round for the greatest mercenaries.
Vox Machina. Perhaps that's more than meets the eye with these warriors. Shoot for it!
Rituals, fathers would watch their fraternity and Ivy League colleges.
Oh shit, sorry about that. I didn't mean to, Anyways.
Both the Bushes were members. As part of the rituals, fathers would watch their sons masturbate in coffins. This is a training ground for the Illuminati. That's the plural of Illuminati. Hold on, there's so much here. 9/11, no, that was bullshit.
Not even gonna touch that one because freaking that's too easy. I mean, just look at Building 7, freaking, and two towers being consumed by fire on the top floors caused catastrophic failure within the entire building, and fire burns indiscriminately. And there's no way that both conditions for both airplane, with the situation I was presented, there's no way in hell that Washington said no way in hell the chances would be slim to none that both buildings would fall down on their footprints. And same with Building 7. And I mean, anyways.
An outside force caused the incident. It was a technology.
Well, yeah, there was technology and such. And the Saudis. Well, this is from 5 days ago. Well, no, this is. Well, today, friggin'. Let's see. Anyways, 9/11 bill drives a new suit against Saudi Arabia, taking advantage of a new law crafted but for 9/11 victims. Dozens of insurers have refiled their federal complaint against Saudi Arabia for its sponsorship of Al Qaeda. I know, I'm not going to go through it all, but alleged Saudi Arabia role, Saudi Arabia in the 9/11 terrorist attacks, why Saudi Arabia funded Al Qaeda on 9/11. Anyways, let's go back to corny.
Hold on, there's so much here. 9/11, no, that was bullshit. An outside force caused the incident. It was a technology. Chemtrails were created by airplanes that triggered a HAARP-like, H-A-R-P, no, H-A-A-R-P, HAARP-like weather change to summon a controlled mini hurricane, and that...
See, this is where Kendrick is out of line. Well, I shouldn't say he's out of line. I mean, because friggin' ass face, fat fuck is not able, he's not going through it all and stuff. But chemtrails are real. There is a device called HAARP. It's HAARP. High Atmospheric Auroral Reconnaissance Project or Resonance. Hold on.
All of you this morning, very interesting. I wanted to ask a couple questions here about HAARP, the High Frequency Active auroral research program. Several of you at the table have a little bit of a piece here. As you know, this is located up in Alaska. It's currently funded by the Air Force Research Lab. It was formerly funded by the Office of Naval Research. One of the prime customers is DARPA, which is currently running experiments at the facilities here. So questions to several of you.
I'm not going to get through it all, but debunked. Well, fuck you, Cornette.
No HAARP incident. It was a technology. Chemtrails were created by airplanes that triggered a HAARP-like HAARP. No HAARP. HAARP-like weather change to summon a controlled mini hurricane, and that was aimed at the towers.
I never heard that one before. And he's probably playing telephone on that one. But, wait, what did he just say?
ARP. No, HAARP. HAARP-like weather change to summon a controlled mini hurricane, and that was aimed...
The chemtrails. What I just realized about freaking, when YouTube deleted my shit, part of the reason why I deleted it is because freaking I had a bunch of saved and liked videos that are pretty much buried. That's why I have to go to alternate sites. Hold on. Luckily, I knew some of the things. This is the video right here. Let me find it on YouTube. Alright, I found it.
Making a condensation trail is very similar in many ways to when you go outside on a cold day and exhale. You create a condensation trail. That little cloud is a condensation trail. Now, if you take a 2-mile walk on a cold day and you can turn around and you can see your condensation trail tracking all the way back for 2 miles. That's how crazy it is to think that what we're looking in the sky is actually condensation trails.
The contrails, not the chemical, the contrails occur because of cold air, minus 30. It takes a high altitude, around 30,000 feet plus. There's carbon dioxide and water vapor in that exhaust. That turns to ice crystals, and that's what you see, the white stream behind it. Those white crystals of ice warm up, dissolve, and the smoke goes away. And it never lasts more than a minute. What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal. They're not natural. There's something going on. I don't know who it is or why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that.
Everyone's showing support. And it's like, okay, so... I mean, this guy's obviously crazy. I mean, they're all fucking crazy, huh?
Thank you.
I'm here to give you testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and watch the spraying program going on. I want to tell you that we're in very great danger from the pollution that's coming down over us. And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex, and they're responsible for the cloud's creation and weather manipulation programs. They're dark operations. That's why they're not out in the media.
I look around and I see people are starting to look up and see this. Many times I've spoken about chemtrails, and I get this blank look on my face. What are you talking about? I'm saying, look up. As a pilot, before I fly, I look up. And so, boy, they're really out there working.
When you look up at the sun and you see a white haze, that is aluminum floating in the air right now, and it's coming from the aircraft.
There's a huge amount of aluminum being found because these sprays have aluminum, strontium, barium, manganese, and there's a lot of argument that aluminum is very common to be found, but aluminum is only common in a bonded form. It's not common in a free form, and we're finding high rates of free aluminum in the soil, which is not natural.
The metal compounds that are being used are environmentally dangerous. We need to be monitoring them. We need to be testing them.
Okay, these previous guys, I watched exactly what they do, and yes, they are correct.
I've seen exactly the same stuff, so ditto marks on those. You want some figures? Okay, latest water test. Tested the rain. 13,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum in the rain in 2013. Normally, it should be 0. So 13,100 is pretty damn much, folks. It used to be 0, then it was 100s in the 2000s, and then...
I'm not going to play the whole thing, but can we just say, if there's, this high frequency, atmospheric research project going on that's using electromagnetic frequencies, and there's these heavy metals in the air, then there's a chance that they can interact with each other. Nonetheless, chemtrails are obviously real. Alright? Are these... I mean, look at the sources here. Alright? Look at that. You're based, friend. Friggin'... You deceptively leave out mandates in your rebuttal. Wonder why that is. And no, they are not checked in at the border. You are delusional as fuck. Friggin', yeah. So, friggin', yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh no. Oh, I lost the fucking comment. Friggin', hold on a second.
Created by airplanes that triggered a HAARP-like, H-A-A-R-P, HAARP-like weather change to summon a controlled mini hurricane, and that was aimed at the towers. That is why papers flew out of the building unburned.
Wait, this is what he said?
This is the conspiracy theories that he is sharing in this video. Let's see, the Oklahoma City bombing was a government-organized false flag operation. Sandy Hook, I'm not even going to read specifics because I think anybody that fucking acts like Sandy Hook was a goddamn work when all those kids got shot ought to be beaten with a...
Obviously, you didn't fucking see things when it happens before the internet got scrubbed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why was there a guy in camo pants out in the woods? Right? I mean, it seemed that there's a lot of incongruencies with all of that. But I won't.
Alpine hammer until her brains turn to jelly and have the remains fucking shot into space.
Well, you're just a miserable fuck who... I mean, yeah, friggin' had a good run in business and stuff, but you know what? Friggin' with all the talent you got, your biggest problem is you don't know how to fucking shut your fucking mouth, do you? Do you? And it's like, you don't care about, and and how much have you actually protected the business? How much have you actually protected the business? And the thing is, did you only protect the business because you were only taught but so much, and yet you could have come up with other ideas? And the thing is that you're just pissed off because freaking Vince Russo was taking things in a different direction because he followed the trends. He was able to evolve the things. And yeah, you know how to, the business works, and you know how to do the jobs and things like that. But you're out of date. You're out of date in a lot of ways. Anyways.
But apparently Sandy Hook was a gimmick to cause civil war and supposed to help lead to our guns being removed. It should have, but since we're too fucking stupid, it didn't. But it did happen. Let's say the HAARP. The HAARP is an Alaskan weather controlling device that uses microwaves and other such waves to alter weather patterns and mentally affect people. That may have been used to create a Japanese nuclear disaster. There's a cure that fights cancer and AIDS, but it's held down from widespread use.
Those claims about like, I'm not going to investigate, some of these things here, like HARP. What it messes with our ionosphere. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. And what the possibilities are, I mean, just remember Tesla's patents were confiscated.
The moon may be a hollow space station for aliens. Hitler.
There's a lot of people with theories like that. And astronauts said that when they got up there, it seemed like the moon rang like a bell.
Sent 10,000 troops to Antarctica to find the inner Earth where superior beings.
And Hitler. Let me just.
May be a hollow space station for aliens. Hitler sent 10,000 troops to Antarctica to find the inner Earth where superior beings lived.
Hitler did go to Antarctica. Hitler was looking for ancient relics like the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail. I mean, all sorts of things. And he did send an expedition to Antarctica. Alright? Maybe he was looking for the Hollow Earth. Who knows? He was looking for the Ark of the fucking Covenant. He was looking for freaking ancient Wunderwaffes. Excuse me. Ancient Wunderwaffes. Wunderwaffe. Wonder weapon. And he was in Venezuela. Or there was Nazis in Venezuela.
The Holocaust is overblown. The Red Cross stated it was only 250,000.
Yeah. I just want to know, like, freaking with the Holocaust, why is it that, because the Jewish people are a minority, right? So how is it that a minority that was, that was going through genocide, why is it that they came over to the United States and are very successful? Lawyers, doctors, actors, celebrities. It's almost like they sold out their own people. I mean, the ones who survived, it seems like they, sold out their own people, to move over. And I think that's what, that's how the world freaking ends and stuff. It's like, these are the phases. And it's like, okay, everyone gets a turn. And it's like, this ethnicity gets, has to suffer. But you know what? They're going to be the next one. And then they're going to push those on the top down. Like we're going to shuffle the deck and boom, boom, boom. And so people, because like I said, look at Hollywood. I'm not saying that things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things happen the way they happened. Even George Washington was able to use propaganda. He manipulated. He wrote his own articles and stuff about his battles and things like that, and he exaggerated things, whatever else. And so, he was basically freaking, because he was actually there. There were no cameras who could prove him wrong and everything. And it's like, and the thing is soldiers and everything, and it's like, well, they don't want to look like, bad people or whatever else. So they're not going to, really say anything and things like that. Hey, whatever. Let me just continue on.
Jews who were killed because the gas chambers were for delousing. The Russians killed 10 million Catholics during the same period. We didn't hear about that.
No, yeah, we did. Like, Stalin killed a lot of people. Stalin killed a lot of people. And if Jim Cornette is denying that, then that's just a fucking, I mean, that's a nail in his fucking coffin, because he should have fucking spent that fucking money on a damn education. You know, and the thing is, you know, he's out here putting out all this fucking misinformation. And now he's a fucking Johnny Jackass.
Young U.S. politicians are brought to parties and slipped drugs. Then they are posed with child prostitutes, and the CIA uses these pictures to blackmail the politicians. So now we know what happened.
That's, well, friggin' Hoover and stuff. And, yeah, look at Epstein Island. Look at freaking, I mean, look at fucking Clinton. And
Matt Gates. JFK had his casket switched because somebody in JFK's own car.
Oh, and he just wants to point out Matt Gates. That's all he wants to point out. He doesn't want to point out Hunter Biden. Yeah, you fuckface.
Shot him. Jimi Hendrix was murdered.
Wait.
JFK had his casket switched because somebody in JFK's own car shot him.
I've seen that, and it looks like that, but it also doesn't. You know, the whole thing is JFK. I mean, now that situation was. We don't know the truth. Only a few people do.
Jimi Hendrix was murdered, as
yes,
well as Tupac, because of the
yes, ritual sacrifices.
Illuminati fellows. Michael Jackson faked his death and went on Larry King portraying a fan of himself.
I don't know about that, but friggin' Michael Jackson, you know, he was a messed up kid. He was freaking abused as a child and stuff, and he started speaking out about things, and then shortly thereafter, you know, he dies, allegedly.
Bigfoot. Bigfoot should have left behind some bones by this point, so he was leery to believe in Bigfoot. But at least we know he's got some fucking sense and knows how to separate the gaga from the facts. Earth has had several forms of humanoids that have lived here over the centuries.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know all of them and stuff, but, well, I mean, we're Homo sapiens, there's Homo erectus, Neanderthal.
Humans and reptilians lived side by side on Earth. After the final battle of Atlantis, some reptilians escaped into a mountain. He actually once went to a mountain range.
I don't, believe in, or I don't want to say I don't believe in it. You know, it's that's out there. You know, like it's hard to find, if not impossible to find any proof. So I really don't try touching those things.
To search for the entrance to their lair. Area 51's alien evidence, Brian, has been shipped to Ohio. Have you heard about this?
No.
All the alien evidence from Area 51 has been shipped over to Ohio.
I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, yeah, like, that's just kind of ridiculous. Like, who fucking cares where the evidence goes?
No. Al Snow's in charge of it now.
Speaking of anti-Semites.
Well, he books like an alien. Is Al against the Jewish folks?
Oh, apparently Al...
Oh, and so now Al Snow is a freaking anti-Semite.
Thinks it's really funny to throw the word around. That's what I've heard from several people. Al thinks that's just a funny thing.
Brian last year's such a fucking Rudy Poo fucking little whiny bitch. Oh, that's what it's doing. You little fucking arrogant piece of shit. Ignorant piece of shit. You know, like, well, you lack the ability to think for yourself. I mean, maybe in certain aspect, no, because freaking all podcasts are pretty much set up the same way. So you're able to fucking, follow instructions. Good for you. Good for you. You know, just like a business and stuff. And you know what? Hey, yeah, I'll give you credit on all that. For you got some business stuff. But I mean, seriously, I think you suck as a human being.
How's another one? Goodbye. Go live in the dirtbag part of the business.
Well, we're back over here with Kendrick now.
Same with both of you. I mean, well, I think that y'all are already there. You know, like, yeah, you know, and y'all, you know, have, you know, taken your, you know, the experience to self-indulgence and selfishness, you know, and instead of separating yourselves from the politics, you decide to bring it in and decide to contaminate the show, in which this episode or this clip right here really, I mean, messes with probably about half of your audience, at least. You know, and but you don't care. You got sponsors, and you know what? Freaking, hey, we're still making money. Blah, blah. That's fine. Freaking, I don't. I hope that you are successful. It's just not going to be because of me anymore.
No. The Denver airport. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
You have no idea about the Denver airport, no.
The Denver airport. On a massive piece of land, some roads lead to underground restricted areas. Bizarre paintings hang in the halls of the airport, and Mr. Kendrick assumes that due to earthquakes and flooding being a minimal concern out there, that Denver is going to be the choice for the new capital of the United States.
Well, NORAD is out there. There's definitely the ability to have tunnels out there, deep underground military bases in the fucking high mountains, like in the mountain range of the Rockies, of the fucking Rockies. And if you look at the freaking design of the airport, at least at one point, you know, they've modified things, they've scrubbed the internet of things. The airport looks like a swastika, and I'll prove that one. Alright, people. And I'm sorry this is kind of being all recorded, all kind of weird and stuff, but you ready?
Where does your conspiracy theories have attracted the attention of many people throughout the ages? They range from questioning the U.S. moon landing, the real story behind 9/11, and even deaths of rap stars such as Tupac. News and Views brings you a documentary on some anomalies that have been discovered in Denver Airport, Colorado, and on what we believe authorities have attempted to cover up about the mysterious characteristics of this airport.
Any traveler to Denver Airport, Colorado, is in for a scary experience. This airport has been the subject of many questions due to the unexplainable symbols, images, and stories that have surfaced. Denver Airport was built in 1995 on a span of 53 square miles. Even though Denver already had a functioning airport, a new one was decidedly built. This new airport had less runways and absolutely no new technological advancement.
If you want to watch the rest of this, I'll post the link in the description.
Do you know about this?
I have no idea about the Denver airport, no.
The Denver airport. On a massive piece of land, some roads lead to underground restricted areas. Bizarre paintings hang in the halls of the airport, and Mr. Kendrick assumes that due to earthquakes and flooding being a minimal concern out there, that Denver is going to be the choice for the new capital of the United States. That's why...
And then, actually, I believe that's like the Ozarks, possibly.
They're making all those preparations there because zombies are being used more and more in mass media to prepare us for a possible zombie virus that might be developed. Vampires are probably not real. And Frankenstein...
He's wrong about that. Friggin' adrenochrome.
...is probably not possible to create since a soul is needed to run the system. However, the moon landing is a work. It was
we went there, just not the way that they say we did.
Information to win the space race with Russia. Stanley Kubrick was in charge of faking the moon landing. That's why he dropped hints about it in The Shining. And also...
Which... There are some crazy things in The Shining that reflect upon the moon landing.
Oh, our phones are tagged with trackers, and the new video games have monitors that will do head counts and relay information back to the government.
Our phones do have trackers on us.
And we should stop paying our taxes.
Income taxes are... The reason why the income tax came up is because friggin' prohibition. And the thing is that, so, you know, it's like the government played a trick on us. It's like, they knew that they couldn't stop us from drinking, you know, but they tried to, you know, create prohibition. You know, they did prohibition and even killed a bunch of people and such, and to get, you know, to stop the crime of illegal smuggling. And so to compensate for the alcohol tax, we went with the income tax. And well, a few years later, prohibition was repealed and or amended or whatever else, and now we're paying double taxes. We're paying taxes on alcohol still, and we're paying taxes on our income. And if we're paying taxes on our income, then that means that we're wage slaves. I mean, there's a proper way to do taxes and things like that. And I mean, I'm not trying to get into all that.
You seriously mean that this guy was not in some way trying to do his own work that would cause him to get attention and or a job somewhere, and that this is actually legitimately what a human being capable of supporting themselves and maneuvering around in society would think that all these things are real?
Yeah, I just proved it, dude.
I think he's full of shit. He was working, and then he came out and said, these aren't my views and are never my views. Were never my views, and I'll have to live with these words for the rest of my life. Well, you think? Why'd you say them to begin with?
Stop saying he was working. He wasn't working anyone.
And, like, Cornette hasn't said anything, and he hasn't regretted. Wait, wasn't he freaking fired for saying, he's so, he's so fearless he could strap a bucket of chicken on his back and put him on a motorcycle and drive through Ethiopia or something like that. Yeah, you want to talk about a soulless, heartless son of a bitch? And he doesn't care about anyone in Nicole. He doesn't care about anyone. He's got his. We've all been worked. And after this, I mean, and like that's the thing is like he literally just like took away a bunch of his audience. And that's the thing, so he has dwindling numbers. And that's the thing is that all of a sudden it's going to be a, what is it? Echo chamber.
That is the wrong way to look at this. This is an ignorant guy who's completely unintelligent, who had a lot of ignorant, unintelligent thoughts.
He's an ignorant guy who's unintelligent, who is completely ignorant and with unintelligent thoughts. Come on, man. I thought you were the smart guy here. And, I mean, they're trying to bust down to you, dude. And the thing is, I just proved fucking you wrong, motherfucker. Both of you fuckers. Because you're too fucking lazy and too fucking stupid and too big of fucking kiss asses. And you have your little fucking little jobs because you want to be one of the, you want to be liked. You want to be with the its. You want to be with the radical lefts. I mean, you're not Americans. You're not Americans at all. You understand? You're not Americans. And in fact, this helped us out a lot too because friggin' because people like y'all, we get stronger. We get stronger. Because friggin' people like you keep on pushing us aside. And you don't set aside differences. You don't, you're not even being professional enough to separate yourselves from having opinions on these things. And like if you want to, if it's wrestling, it's wrestling. I mean, we don't care. We don't care about your, we care about your personal thoughts on wrestling because that's where we appreciate your attributes. We don't give a fuck about what you think about the rest of the world. And now we don't give a fuck about you because you're fucking stupid.
And no problem saying them. There's no work. There's no work or higher intelligence saying I'm going to come up with this plan to boost my career with this. This is just ignorance on display without any provocation or reason.
Then in that case, somebody needs to gather.
Without any provocation or whatever, dude. No, man. Keep on trying to sound like you're a fucking smart dude. You're not. You're not. Yeah, you're seriously not a smart guy. You freaking follow instruction. Oh, okay, so I can go to school and, you fall in line and you play the game. I'll give you credit on that. But the thing is, you're nothing in the whole scheme of things. You're nothing.
Up Brian Kendrick and take him to a rubber room at the Puzzle Factory. I mean,
the sad thing is he's not the only one in wrestling with stupid thoughts like.
And hey, Cornette, aren't you the one who fucking went ape shit for got a car and called some lady a fucking ugly fucking cunt, right? Dana called some lady a fucking ugly cunt because you couldn't get your fucking greasy fucking cheeseburgers because your fat ass was fucking hungry and fucking you have no respect. No respect for anybody as demonstrated in the Dairy Queen video. Let's show who Jim Cornette really is.
Yeah, it's all true. It's all true. Get a whole bag full of paper. Oh, you were true? You guys got like 2 months worth of... Yeah, it's all true. It's all true. Get a whole bag full of paper.
So, Cornette, and Jericho, excuse me, I forget who else. Sonny and Chris Candido are on the inside.
Oh, you were true? You guys got like 2 months worth of footage now for the CCW.
Yeah.
And those two
The 2 double cheeseburgers were extra cheese only, nothing else on them.
Just extra cheese only, that's it.
Extra cheese, nothing else on them. We figured you'd have that already by the time we got up here. Didn't know what? Didn't know whether to fix it.
This is, or you want to talk about someone who needs to fucking to be locked up in a padded room, be put on Zoloft, put on medication. You want to talk about a guy who fucking beat the, crap out of freaking, cars and stuff. That fucking loses his temper, freaking throws a hissy fit. He can't work with anybody. That's why he keeps on getting fired.
Or not. You thought we were rebel? We wouldn't have ordered it if we didn't want it fixed. Goddamn. I'm a fucking idiot.
Is this a fucking comedy show? Does this look like a fucking comedy bus to you?
You know what?
Hey, let me tell you something. Don't cuss me out or you won't get a damn thing.
Hey! Don't you want me to goddamn come through that fucking window and cuss you? You fucking cunt.
Yeah, wow, Jim Cornette, Jeez. It's a shame that there's an internet and this got posted. Because look at you. Just lose your temper. How many times you beat your fucking wife? Your girl. Freaking how many times, have you been violent? Because you couldn't control your emotions.
Hey! Don't you want me to goddamn come through that fucking window and cuss you? You fucking cunt.
Here we go.
Like he can't afford to fucking wait a few more minutes for a fucking couple cheeseburgers. Going out to friggin' it's stranger danger. So here, yeah. This is the guy insulting us.
Don't cuss me out or you won't get a damn thing.
Hey! Don't you want me to goddamn...
No respect for food service workers, the service workers and such. She was being respectful. She gave them a warning. And I don't think I actually, heard a curse, but, here we go with some cursing here.
Does this look like a fucking comedy bus to you?
You know what?
Oh, he said fucking comedy. There, I found the curse.
Let me tell you something. Don't cuss me out or you won't get a damn thing.
Hey! Don't you want me to goddamn come through that fucking window and cuss you? You fucking cunt.
Here we go.
Hey! We ordered the damn shit because we're hungry, not because we wanted to fuck around.
Look at that fucking fat fucking ass. Like, how many fucking Dairy Queens, have you fucking... you probably paid for an entire fucking franchise with that fucking fat ass.
Don't cuss me, you fucking ugly bitch!
Oh, yeah, fucking ugly bitch. Wow, that's real. And, and you're a professional manager, and you're showing the guys around. This is like the 90s and stuff, so, you're a mature man, right? You're such a mature guy, right? You're such a fucking responsible guy, huh?
Never even taken. Yes. We've been waiting 15 minutes in a motherfucking line, you stupid son of a bitches, anyway!
Look at this. Oh, wow. Wow, who needs to be locked in the padded room?
We order goddamn $30 worth of fucking food and sit here for 15 minutes and they don't...
Wow. One, two, maybe 4 people. I don't think there's 5 people in that car. And, so 4 people, $30 worth of food. 4... So, $7.50 a piece. Wow. And you're getting that worked up, man? Jesus.
Don't even start fixing it till we get up here? Because they think we're fucking joking? We've been sitting here 15 minutes. They don't even start the order. Fucking little cunt.
Damn straight.
They didn't start a fucking thing.
I thought we were joking.
15 fucking minutes. Got to drive 200 fucking miles.
I thought we were joking.
Man, he loves calling women cunts, huh?
God damn it!
He loves to freaking, throw his weight around. Literally. And God damn it. Wah. I can't have it now.
I'll kill somebody. You ugly fucking bitch.
Look, I'll kill somebody. Who the fuck says that? Who the fuck says that? I was just working. No, I'm a wrestler. I'm freaking just working. Kill somebody. Freaking don't say something that you won't actually do, right? Isn't that part of wrestling, Jim? You don't say, oh, when we get to the ring, I'm gonna kill you. No, because you can't actually kill somebody in the ring. That's called fucking murder. It's about keeping things real. And so, freaking, you're being real right here because you freaking, man. Oops.
I'm back in August. How about you, Jack?
Yeah. For 15 minutes for nothing, we ordered food and they won't even start fixing it. I can imagine you don't get many orders if they won't fix the food.
I told her when I started the order that I had a very big order.
You should have had that on the table. What are you watching this for? Was it ready?
I got everything.
Seriously? Oh, God. Seriously, you got it? Oh, God. Let me see. Oh, when you got done watching, you forward passed everything?
Yeah, Jericho didn't record it.
Even
He'll take credit for it, though. Anyways, you can find that. Let me just finish destroying Jim Cornette.
He needs to gather up Brian Kendrick
and Jim Cornette
and take him to a rubber room at the Puzzle Factory. I mean,
the sad thing is he's not the only one in wrestling with stupid thoughts like these. There's a lot of other guys out there, and sometimes they get exposed because they go on social media or they do an interview. You don't really see the, as they used to be called, shoot interviews like you used to anymore, so you don't get to see guys being drunk and making fools of themselves.
Or their wife goes to the insurrection when they try to overthrow the U.S. government, something like that. But no, none of these people have espoused this many batshit crazy, stupid things that could not possibly happen in a million years in any universe.
I just did. So, well, once again, you're wrong, dude. I mean, dude, you're fucking buried here. Your fat ass is fucking buried.
I think he was trying to come up with some kind of goddamn gimmick to make himself marketable, get himself attention.
See, everything's wrestling with him because he doesn't know anything else. He doesn't know anything else, so he shouldn't be talking about anything else.
I'm not saying he's smart.
You know what would be really marketable? A Holocaust denier.
Yeah, well, I'm just, in some way to get him...
Fucking... Brian Last... Friggin... You're a Jew. Jewish. Friggin... congratulations. Do you practice everything? I mean, I know, up in New York, I was born in Poughkeepsie. Alright? Friggin', you're don't try to get any fucking sympathy from anybody. You're fucking stupid. You're a whiny bitch. And it's friggin', you like to be offended. You like to... Because you want something to complain about. Because you ride the coattails of others. And because Jim Cornette doesn't know how to do technology and shit. Freaking, you're that guy. And being that you're that guy, that means that you're the introvert. That means that you don't fucking have a lot of social fucking, you're socially retarded. Oh, you're socially ignorant, I should say. Because you freaking cater to those around you just because you want to, you kiss ass. You want, well, I'm trying to network, and good for you. You know what? That's your business. Friggin' stick with it. Right? But don't put your 2 cents in because you have no fucking idea. No fucking idea about anything. because you live in a bubble.
Self-attention because no human being is this fucking stupid.
Well, we found out someone...
No, not just one. I mean, I found two right here.
Nobody.
And it's Brian Kendrick, who is now the unemployable Brian Kendrick. Congratulations, buddy. From one Jew to an anti-Semite, congratulations. You're a dope, and everyone knows it.
How is Brian Kendrick an anti-Semite because he challenged the official story of the Holocaust? He didn't take it as a gospel, like so many other people have. And now you're a stupid fucking whiny bitch ass fucking Brian Lass. You're calling him an anti-Semite? You're calling him a racist. Well, is a Jew a race or is it a religion? Because I think it's a religion, but I think there's also Jewish people. But I mean, but people can also convert to Judaism, right? Become Jews. So, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I'm ignorant about the whole Jewish thing. And I'm not even denying that. But the thing is, because of people like you, it's impossible to have any conversations so I can answer some questions.
And there's others of you in wrestling, and we're coming for you.
I think he's already out of wrestling.
You freaking, you're already exposed, you fucking dumbasses.
Been out of wrestling. He's been with the WWE, but God damn it. But the thing that hurt me the worst was he doesn't really believe in Bigfoot. Of all
you would
the
think
things
that would be the one thing he believed in, considering all the other stupid shit he believes in.
Of all the things, that one I would have given him. Okay, there.
What stupid shit? I proved that there is no stupid shit. Besides you two.
Might be the Bigfoot. The Bigfoot may be around. The one that anybody might say, okay, well, I can give him that one. No, he's not in with. But Jackie secretly shot JFK. I knew they shouldn't have let her right next to him.
He didn't say it was Jackie in what you said. He said someone in the car.
Somebody in the car. Well, okay.
Yeah, and freaking from the hypothesis and from what I saw, it was the driver who shot, but I believe, I'm not too certain about the JFK stuff. I mean, there's people who have invested countless hours into it, and I'm not that knowledgeable on it. All I can say is that the official story just doesn't add up.
There were people in front of him.
There was the only two people that didn't get shot in the car were the guy driving the car and Jackie. So and we saw the driver's hands the whole time. So I think.
Let me just show you. Damn it. That's what people believe. I'm not convinced, and I'm just, but like I said, I don't believe the official story.
Jackie. So and we saw the driver's hands the whole time. So I think Jackie was, maybe she was messing around with Aristotle Onassis earlier than we thought.
Seriously, the main takeaway is you got to remember. First of all, if you deny the Holocaust, you need to just get in a coffin. Seriously, wood chipper material, go away. But
you're a fucking idiot, dude. You're a fucking idiot. Friggin', Yeah, freaking genocide did happen. You know what? But Stalin did kill more people. And you're trying to deny that? Fuck you, dude. And the thing is that the 6 million Jews were killed. And freaking the remaining Jews came over to the United States and started Hollywood, law firms, banks, and freaking what else? Anyways, yeah. Doctors, freaking jewelers. I think I said jewelers and stuff. But, yeah. So it's like, there's a lot of questions asked out there. And do you understand that friggin' Hitler was being funded? Well, do you understand that friggin' the United States was funding both sides of World War II? Why do you think that never mind. The Lusitania was sunk because they were transporting friggin' armament to England. And friggin' the Germans put out in the New York Times 2 weeks prior that we have U-boats in their area and we will sink any vessels that contain military weapons. And that's what they did. And, well, that was what brought us into, that was the 9/11 of 1917. Yeah, that's, was that one? 1916, 1917, I believe that's, I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact years, but anyways, that was the 9/11, the Pearl Harbor. They get us into that war because during that time, America was very much an isolationist state of mind.
Secondly, there are some really smart, intelligent, decent people in the world of professional wrestling, and then there are some complete idiots. And you have to accept just because someone's on TV doesn't mean they have a brain.
And just because someone has a successful podcast doesn't mean that they're worth two shits.
A lot of really, really stupid people out there, especially around the world of professional wrestling.
Especially, yeah, like you two, Jim Cornette and Brian Last, two of the dumbest motherfuckers in professional wrestling. As human beings in professional wrestling, yeah, you're good, and that's what we should have stuck with, because you just expose yourselves as friggin' simps.
And when they tell you how stupid they are, believe them.
Don't argue with them.
Just believe them.
Just believe them. Oh, and I know you got a dog in the fight on the Holocaust, but I'm just
the Holocaust. Yeah,
that's what I said.
Well, you pronounce it differently. Yeah, I know people who.
And you know what? My family was fucking one of the first refugees or one of the first ethnic minorities to receive refugee status from war-torn Europe from the United States. And I'm fucking ethnic German. Alright? Freaking my family, my ancestors, I'm Gottschee. Gottshee. Shee. Look it up. You know what? I'll actually do it for you. Gottschee refers to the former German-speaking region in former. That means we lost our fucking land. Alright? Lost it. Because of fucking Hitler. You fucking piece of shit, Brian Last. A crown land of Habsburg Empire, part of the historical and traditional region of Lower Cornelia, now in Slovenia. The region has been a county, a duchy, district, and a municipality during various parts of the world. What's the Smithsonian? All right. Intent to keep the dying goat shake culture very much alive. You know, you want. So don't tell me, because I'm more affected than you, Brian fucking Last. More fucking affected than you. Because my family friggin' had the Nazis coming knocking on our fucking doors. And we were Germans. Fucking more traditional. You know? Inspired by a trip to Savannah with her grandmother, one New Yorker took it upon herself to chronicle the story of a lost piece of European history. You know, like, that's no more. We don't have it. You know. Anyways, I'll show you one last thing. Is Molly and Chum go to share? You know, so yeah. So fuck you, Brian Last. I've got questions.
And I know you got a dog in the fight on the Holocaust, but I'm just
the Holocaust. Yeah,
that's what I said.
Well, you pronounce it differently. Yeah, I know people.
Oh, I'm so sophisticated. No, you're fucking a pretentious fucking prick.
Who went through the Holocaust? Obviously being Jewish, we have big families. It always touches close to home, and just to hear some ignorant fucking.
You're trying to be affected by something that didn't personally affect you. Right? Isn't that what you're trying to do? You're trying to make yourself feel involved. It didn't personally affect you. Did you ever visit the Holocaust Museum? Did you, Brian Last? Because I did. So fuck you. You want to call me anti-Semite? Because I don't believe the official story of the Holocaust? Fuck you.
Junior heavyweight. They're fucking making these stupid fucking comments for no reason. The fact that there was no reason to make them tells you exactly what he really thinks.
But that's what I'm saying. Whether if you're offended at the Holocaust reference because you're Jewish, or whether you are offended at the Sandy Hook reference because you've got kids or a heart, or whether you're just gobsmacked that the aliens in Area 51 have been shipped out to Ohio, or whatever the fuck. If you told somebody, sit down and write down all the stupid things that you could ever say to offend or just gobsmack someone on purpose, you wouldn't be able to come up with a list this good. So I don't know what this guy's mental problem is, but I know.
No, because it's called the truth. Well, I shouldn't say the truth. I'm not. I mean, I've proven that a lot of the things that freaking Brian Kendrick said is legit, right? Yeah, I'm pretty certain I did.
He doesn't believe these things. He's just a fucking idiot.
No, you're a fucking idiot because you won't open your fucking mind because you're just too busy trying to kiss ass and you got your little sponsors and you're just trying to... And the thing is that people don't even understand the economy these days and how it works. We're pretty much working on a social credit system. That's what this whole wokeness thing is. And it's diversity. Why do you think you see freaking things the way they are? Are being presented and such. It's because it's pandering.
Because nobody could believe these things. I know there's the QAnon people that believe the reptiles in the lip, but even the QAnon people don't have the fucking alien from Area 51 in Ohio. He's made a list of every stupid thing everybody has ever said and decided to say, I'll believe all of it.
Every politician will go out there and pander. They'll say, the American people are smart. They know what's going on.
I think I was just saying that you all were pandering, right? I think I just said that. And that's what you're doing, is you're pandering to your sponsors. You're pandering to, hey, wow, we're getting the more and more sponsors, and we're even putting up freaking these little segments to get our freaking marks to freaking click on them, just so we can show, hey, to our sponsors, look at these views we're getting. I mean, and we just posted, a clip of it, and it's our ad segment. And all the thing they're going to show is the view numbers. They're not going to show the duration of time or the dislikes.
No, look, the American people are fucking stupid. There's a lot of really, really, really stupid people out there who have the same voting rights as some of us who maybe...
Yeah, and y'all shouldn't vote.
Slightly intelligent. And again, you always got to remember, it can't be this person's too stupid to believe these things. It should be this person is so stupid he believes these things.
Or this person is so stupid that he believed by saying these things he would in some way prosper.
Who is going to see that video and go, let's give this guy a shot? Well, WWE did hire him. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, and I'm actually glad that, I saw this stuff because it's something I feared. I mean, like, part of the reason why, I avoided a lot of things over the years, because I think outside the box. I'm not a freaking simp like these two fuckers.
Again, they're a publicly traded company. They do background checks. They do physicals. They give, if your goddamn blood count is elevated or whatever, they won't fucking hire you. They talk to everybody that you've ever fucking been around in your life, and they somehow missed this, and nobody else gave a shit. And then the guys advertised 1 week on AEW TV to do a job for somebody, and somebody was able to do a complete fucking forensic diagnostic check.
And that's the other thing, too, is AEW fired Brian Kendrick because of, these things. Well, we can't push them. I mean, okay, so the whole Sandy Hook thing, his approach was totally wrong. And, but, I mean, that's pretty much the thing is, if you want to go into wrestling and shit, don't even bother if you, want to have a fucking mind or, at least stay on the indies.
On everything he's ever said in 12 hours. I'm astonished at everybody in the world these days. Nobody in the world is fully immune from disappointing me, letting me down, or just making me shake my head.
Let me just say...
Maybe you, except when you start talking about cheesesteaks and pizza.
Oh, well, stop that. What I was going to say is, as someone who's...
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, silly.
Kind of in tune to any anti-Semitism out there.
Oh my God, fucking... See, you want to make it about your fucking self. You want to make it about yourself. Quit fucking pandering. You're not a fucking super Jew. Alright, dude? You're not fucking a Jerry Seinfeld. You're not a fucking Jeff Goldblum. You're not even fucking... You're not even a fucking bagel, dude. Man, and I love bagels. Like I say, but you're gonna think I'm an anti-Semite just because, friggin', I think you're fucking a stupid motherfucker. And friggin', fuck you, dude. You have nothing, man. I mean, like, you're nothing. You're living a shallow fucking life. And I honestly feel really bad for you. I mean, not really. I mean, because you deserve freaking to be... Well, you clean the second fiddle. I mean, you carry the fucking second fiddle's fucking bags. If you're lucky.
To admit, I didn't know anything about Brian Kendrick's shit until after the AEW announcement. I didn't know anything about any of these interviews he did. I don't know how many people actually watched any of those. But I had no idea. This guy was on national TV in one capacity or another for at least the last several years with whatever 205 Live and the Cruiserweight tournament and different things. Training Eva Marie. We didn't hear anything about this. And then all of a sudden we hear all of this. And it's just, like I said, completely ignorant.
Well, you know, Brian.
Come on, dude. Good vocabulary. You're supposed to be super smart, right? Ignorant and unintelligent and ignorant and unintelligent and anti-Semite, blah, and being a Jew and.
Kendrick is a guy that apparently listens to a lot of conspiracy theories and listens to a lot, probably a podcast, not like this one. He doesn't listen to our podcast, or elsewise he'd have a lick of common sense, as Mama Cornette used to say, but he listens to podcasts, he listens to conspiracists, he listens to the beat of his own drummer. Even if that own...
No, he freaking processes information, and maybe, you know, and not everyone... there's a lot of information out there, and it takes a long time to dissect it, and especially when they're scrubbing the internet. You know, it's really hard to find these things. And the thing is that most people, like y'all fucking dumbasses, one fat ass and one fucking, just fucking pompous fucking prick. Fuck y'all. I mean, seriously.
Own drummer that he has beating is using a tire tool to his skull. Well, you know what he ought to be listening to, Brian? I think you know where I'm going by now. He ought to be listening to high quality sound.
Yep, and it's... Sorry for this long video, but no, I just had to bury Brian Last and Jim Cornette. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, I love y'all. And make wrestling great again. We don't need these fucking pricks. We don't need, you know, freaking, we should be able to think for ourselves and have an opinion. And if, you know, everyone's super offended these days. Just don't buy into it. So, anyways, I mean, we'll look at that over just under, 4 minutes for a little ad and stuff. But, and there's many of them in there and shit. So, fuck them.